They tell us that history is written by the victors, but honestly, the truth is more disturbing than that. History is written by those who decide what stays classified and what never sees the light of day. For decades, the CIA has released thousands of documents under the Freedom of Information Act, files stamped declassified, pages filled with black lines, redactions hiding names, places, entire operations, and, the message is always the same: this is everything. But it never is. Tonight we're not talking about what the CIA admitted, we're talking about what it never did, the operations that remain buried, the missions that officially never happened, the secrets that, if revealed, would change how Americans see power, democracy, and control. This is not conspiracy. This is documented silence. The United States presents itself as the most transparent democracy on Earth, and on paper, it looks convincing. Congressional oversight, intelligence committees, whistleblower protections, but intelligence agencies do not operate on paper, they operate in shadows. Former CIA officers have repeatedly stated one uncomfortable fact: what gets declassified is what no longer matters. Operations that failed quietly, operations that succeeded too well, operations that crossed lines no government wants to admit existed. Those files don't get released, they get sealed indefinitely, and sometimes, destroyed. Inside the CIA there are levels of classification most Americans have never heard of, not top secret, not even SCI. But, there are special access programs so restricted that even presidents may be denied full access. Yes, denied. Multiple former officials have confirmed that some operations are compartmentalized beyond elected authority. Why? Because plausible deniability is, honestly, more powerful than truth. If no one knows the full picture, then no one can be held responsible. One of the most unsettling realities of CIA history is this: some operations were never given official code names. Why? Because, code names leave trails, paper trails leave evidence, evidence leads to accountability. Instead, certain missions were authorized verbally and executed through intermediaries. And erased through, unofficial outcomes. No reports, no archives, no confirmation, only consequences, regime changes, economic collapses, civil conflicts that appeared, spontaneous. The CIA rarely pulls the trigger itself. That's the myth Hollywood sells. In reality, the most dangerous operations are carried out through proxies, militias, intelligence partners, private contractors, and, so-called non-state actors. Groups that can be disowned at any moment. If exposed, the response is simple: the United States was not involved, and technically, that's true. Some documents, are not classified for national security, they're classified for national stability. Releasing them wouldn't endanger operations, it would endanger public trust. Just imagine for a moment, learning that democratic elections were manipulated abroad, media narratives were shaped deliberately, economic pressure was weaponized against civilians, and, allies were monitored as aggressively as enemies. Now imagine actually proving it. That's why certain files are sealed for 75, 90, or even 100 years, long enough for everyone involved to be dead. Every time someone tried to expose these hidden operations, the pattern was the same: smear campaigns, legal pressure, exile. Or silence. Not assassination, that's too obvious. Instead, careers destroyed, mental health questioned, motives attacked, credibility erased. The message is clear: you can speak, but no one will believe you. Okay, so here is the most important part. The CIA does leak information, but only what it wants you to see. Controlled disclosures, they actually serve a purpose. They can redirect attention, protect larger secrets, and, honestly, create the illusion of accountability. When a scandal breaks, you really have to ask yourself, what is this distraction hiding? Because, real intelligence failures are buried so deep that even journalists never find them. Why Americans are never told everything. The official justification is always the same: for your safety. But, history shows another reason. Knowledge changes behavior. A fully informed population questions authority, questions policy, questions wars, questions power. And power does not tolerate uncertainty. So, instead, Americans are given fragments, enough truth to feel informed, but not enough to see the full structure. So, we end with a question no intelligence agency once asked: if these operations were truly justified, if they truly protected freedom, why hide them forever? Why fear the public? Why fear history? Because honestly, some secrets are not dangerous to enemies, they are dangerous to democracy itself. And some truths, once known, can never be classified again.